Hi guys, and welcome back to Archie Hamilton Racing and to another video where today you join me for something which is going to be a lot of fun. I love doing these videos. As you know, I own the all new BMW X5M competition, and what I love to do is go through costings, and that's everything which this video is going to entail. Right, so here we have the car. If you haven't seen it already, I'm sure you've seen it already, my BMW X5M competition, which I've owned for nearly, well, I bought it in December, so work out the months from that point of view, but it's been incredible. It's such a cool car, it's a supercar killer, etc. And it is at the moment, pretty much apart from the XM, the fastest BMW SUV you can buy. It's epic, and we've done some insane mods to the car. As you would have seen, I'm going to go through all of these costings in this video. We did this rear lip just here, we did diffuser which has an additional brake light, we did canards at the back, we did Voss and wheels. There's things that have been happening, and the car has also been lowered. So I've owned a couple of SUVs, Range Rover Sport SVR, RSQ8 very briefly, but we still owned it. And yeah, so what I want to do in this video is go through every single costings of what it costs to own such a high-powered SUV such as the X5M. It's just mega. It's probably actually one of the best valued cars I've actually ever bought, and that might sound ridiculous, but wait till you hear the price I actually paid for the car, how much this is for the money. So over my time, I've owned quite a few different cars. I've been lucky enough to do that, including SUVs. But this is definitely one of the more expensive in terms of running costs. But we're gonna jump in, we're gonna talk all about it, and keep an eye out for all the interesting facts and figures. Right guys, before we go into any more details, you need to make sure you have checked out CarVertical. What we have directly here is a car which you can see has been in an accident. If your car's been in an accident, it might have mileage discrepancy, stolen, you need to check it, and you need to use my code Archie. So here we have a Ferrari F12. You can see it's been in an accident, so we keep scrolling down a little bit more and we get to the mileage. The mileage graph is just insane as well. Stolen vehicle check, all is fine on that front, but we scroll further down and we get to damage. This car has been in a serious crash. So as you can see a little bit more, you can actually see the photos. It's insane. CarVertical go into so much detail of everything throughout the car's history and where it's been, and these photos are just insane. Where they have taken this to is another level. So make sure if you're ever thinking about buying a car, you check it first with CarVertical and you use my code Archie to get your discount right now. I guess the one thing which these X5Ms are is very juicy. So this car does a combined miles per gallon of 15 on the motorway, and I think around town it's about 13. So to fill it up, that's what we're going to do right now, if it works. We're going to see how much this does. This is a super unleaded. How much we're going to put in here. I'm not going to put a full tank in because I never put a full tank of fuel in these cars. 50 quid? 50 quid is me maxed out. Let's see how many litres we can get in this car for 50 quid. There we go. The X5M is fueling up. Super unleaded to confirm. And 50. Okay, so we have £50, 31 litres. These cars, to confirm, are not great on fuel. That's one thing that we do know. So 50 quid got us 31 litres. To fuel this up completely, I believe it is about 120, 130 pounds, which again is not great, but it's an X5M. But the fuel economy, I'm actually a little bit surprised. It's a lot worse than I thought. I'm going to be always honest with fuel economy. When I have my Range Rover Sport SVR, it's the same thing. And with this, it really is really bad. So that's the one thing that when you're thinking about it, if you are thinking about it, of getting an X5M, you just need to know that these cars, before you buy one, are juicy. And we have 204 miles of range. That is also on comfort mode as well. But let's talk about the true costs of this car and what it costs to own a BMW X5M. We do probably have something in the back. That is a suit. I'm off to an occasion, so well, a family occasion, so that's why that is there. So let's talk about costs, and I seem to do this with all of my cars, the RS6, RS3, and what I like to share is the true ownership. I own these cars, I buy them. We're going to talk about how much it costs me, how much I pay a month, how long the deal is. All of that will feature in today's video, but I like to document exactly how much it costs to own such a car. It's an incredible car. It does 0 to 60 in rapid times. It is a supercar killer as an SUV. It's actually, I think, quicker than Lamborghini Urus. So it is the top of the top of the top. Obviously the new one is coming, etc. So let's go straight into it, because I said I bought the cheapest BMW X5M in the country, and that is true. At the time of when I bought this car, I paid about £81,000. That's what I paid for this car. Mr. Tony TRL will correct me if I get that wrong, but I paid £81,000 for the car, and this car had done 10 or 9,000 miles at the time. There are some cheaper on the internet, of course, but this has the ultimate pack. It has the pan roof, it has all the sort of massage seats, it has the better exhaust, it has everything you can imagine. This is the spec that you want. So the ultimate pack cars are a little bit more expensive, and some don't even have pan roofs. Like I say, there are some that are cheaper, but yeah, that's basically the story on the cost of the car. So also, what's the cost that I paid for? I've got a tracker, I've also got a Ghost. Those things cost money. I use Auto Communications, he's a great guy, and I think all in all, those systems are about 500 quid as well. So we're at, well, £81,500 to basically get it and drive the car away. But what an incredible car for £81,000 with the performance that an X5M competition has. For 81 grand is insane. It's way faster than an SVR, like different level to an SVR, and it also is a car which can beat pretty much a Lamborghini Urus. It destroys the RSQ8, those are way more money, etc, etc, etc. Now we get to the fact of modifications which I've done to the car. So this car has Maxton design kit, which I think the whole kit around the outside, etc, is about 500 quid. I didn't really want to go to town on mods, and it just gives it a look which I feel looks amazing. So that's just the parts which we've added on there. R44 did a rear diffuser which has an extra light on it. I believe that's about £1,000 if you bought it, so that's another additional cost. And then there's other sort of bits and pieces which we've added as well, such as the Vossen wheels. Well, if you went to buy these Vossen wheels, I think they are the best part of £5,000. I bought them for a friend of mine, Johnny Cocker, who gave me a good deal on the wheels, so I did not pay £5,000 for the wheels. I pretty much got them half price, so about 2.5 grand for the wheels, and that was that. Something which I love is just doing aftermarket wheels. So if it means when I get a car I spend a couple of grand on the wheels, it's just something which I like doing. I like personalising the cars to me. It's not for everyone. It can always go back to stock, etc. It has the MSS springs on it as well. Those, I'm not sure how much they are exactly, but not too expensive. And they basically lowered the car to where the car is now. And then that gives it the presence, the wheels and the springs. I always get asked what I did. That's what I did. And that basically gave it the presence, because if you just did the wheels originally and kept the suspension as it is, it'd be a problem. But how is the suspension now? It's great, the car handles great, the ride is smooth, it is bang on, and it's such a good daily for the money. Let's go to how low will these cars go? So effectively, how much money am I going to lose? Well, this car new was about £130,000. That's the spec, which this is all spec'd up. I got in after the first big hit. So I think if I look at that, my damage is going to be a lot less than if I bought the car for 130 grand, put it that way. That is for sure. I would have already lost quite a lot of money. So where will it go from 80 grand? Well, they might drop a little bit to like 70, maybe late 60s, but they're not really going to go any further than that, because where can they go when a normal X5 is 50 grand? That's, where can they go? They can't really, one day they will be 50 grand, but it's going to take a bit of time to get to that point, and we're not going to be seeing the brand new BMW X5M for a little while as well, because they are, obviously you can order them, mine is on order, but that's not going to turn up to at least the end of the year. Will I have this car at the end of the year? Unlikely, because I have new additions coming, including the Audi RS6 Performance, the new BMW M2, the new C63, and also the new Range Rover Sport. So it makes no sense for me to keep it at the end of the year, but I will have it for the near future. So do not panic, the RS3 is gone, but we have cars coming. My RS6 Performance here in the next 4 weeks. Right, let's go now onto monthly payments. My deal on that front, how much I pay a month. So how much are the monthly payments? Well, the monthly payments are £1,200 a month. So £1,200 a month is the monthly payment of the car. Now, that is quite high for a daily car, don't get me wrong, it really is. I have a mortgage and it all adds up, but it's a hell of a lot of car for the money for £1,200 a month. Now, how I've had it recently with cars is I've been quite lucky in terms of I've bought the car, I've driven it for a certain amount of time, and I've managed to get out of the car and actually get my monthly payments back. So if I get close to what I actually bought the car for, it means those monthly payments, I will actually get those back. So whether I've spent that or whether I've not, who knows? Sometimes I actually prefer to have a higher monthly payment, and it all for me, when I buy cars, comes down to the purchase price. If the purchase price of the vehicle is correct, that works better for me, even if the monthly payment is higher. I would hate, and then there are people out there that do it to people, that ram people into cars for a very cheap monthly figure, but what you don't realize is that one, it might be a lease, it might be very difficult to get out of, and two, you might be really stuck to try and get out of it at any time. It could be a big problem, and three, you might not be paying off as much as you think. It honestly could be a massive problem. So I know with the deals that I do on my cars when I buy them, because good luck trying to modify a press car, that's going to go down well, I always want to know, will it cost me money to get out the agreement? What's the purchase price as well? Now, with BMW Financial Services, which this car is with, and obviously who I bought it through, I can settle that finance at any time. So that is great for me. And that basically means that I don't pay any fees when I settle the finance. Even if I sold it tomorrow, there's no additional fees. Again, very important for me. Obviously, like we've spoken about the fuel, that's the thing that you have to keep in, in your mind. It's only done 12,000 miles, this car. I live in London, I got a moped, I don't do crazy amounts of miles, so the miles that I'm going to do aren't going to be too much higher anyway. But it's a great car. The costs are the costs. So when I take a little bit of depreciation in, it basically, how I see it, I've limited the damage in terms of how I can get in one, experience one, sell one, and we'll see where we go from there. But all in all, I'm not in a massive rush to sell it because I've only just got it. I hate just buying a car and selling it, as crazy as that sounds. And I actually want to enjoy it. And what else do you get for the money? So there we go, guys. That is all you need to know about owning an X5M. I don't want to put you off. Well, yeah, there's a few things in there that you might be thinking. Oh, also, these things, I've been trying to find a hack where you can leave them lit all the time, and I actually can't find one. Sorry, playing with my hair. I can't find one. Literally can't find one anywhere. So it's a shame when you actually open the car at night, they're lit, and rest of the time they're not. Anyway, never mind on that front. But yeah, I hope it's been interesting on that. There's so many cool things happening this year, including my racing, which is just an absolute dream. There's so many things I've got to announce on that front as well, which you are going to love. It's actually a pinch me moment that we're back racing. I can't really believe that. But then also cars joining the garage. The next, realistically, is going to be the RS6 Performance in the next 4 to 5 weeks. Then it's the BMW M2. Range Rover Sport, I still don't have a build week, I believe. I ordered it in August, but that's another story, which hopefully will be coming soon. And then C63 will be later on in the year. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it, guys. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Thumbs up as always. Comments down below. See you soon.